Oh, baby, I like it raw. Hola, hola, mis amigos. Right, then here we go. Second match between these two teams. If you just missed it here at the Barcelona Invitational, then G2 have just lost a life. If you lose all your lives, you are out of this tournament. Fnatic, they are still on 2 lives. At the moment, it's looking like it's going to be Fnatic, Astralis in the final. Just going to bob up here and have a quick chat with Smiths from G2. A question. I think a lot of the casters were asking about it before. I think Fnatic were asking about it. Why Inferno last map?
Because we are like pretty strong on it. We played them on internet 1 week before, I think, in ESL here, and it was kind of the same score, but not the same gameplay. But we wanted to adapt a bit. We didn't, and congrats to them.
What map is going to be played for this second match?
Overpass.
How are you feeling on Overpass taking on Fnatic? Because you're down to your final life now. Lose this and it's all over.
We feel pretty confident, but we know like they are a strong team, and we'll do what we can for beat them this time.
Cool, may I say, that is a fabulous keyboard. That is the flyest keyboard I've seen all day. So that's what Smith is saying from G2. So let me just mince once again across the stage over here to the Fnatic Enclave. Who am I talking to? Is you, Dennis. So yeah, I think everyone was slightly surprised they took Inferno last time around. They said they are pretty strong on it. This time, Overpass. How are you feeling about that?
It feels pretty good. It's not our strongest map, but I think we will do good anyways.
And say you take that life off them, Astralis, do they hold any fears for you?
Depends. Depends on what team is on fire.
Depends what team's on fire. Listen, I'm going to let you get to it. Both teams are both in their warm-ups getting ready to go as I wander past this very beautiful trophy that the winner will take home from Barcelona. I'll hand it back to the desk. And the machine, who, may I say, is wearing a fabulous tie. That is anatomically correct now.
Thanks very much, man. I have, of course, been adjusting my tie as time goes on, slowly but surely getting dressed here at ESL Expo Barcelona. Day 3, the day is progressing well, just 1 life left for G2, and now they have to defend it on Overpass. I have a lot of handsome gents to my left where they're going to be hopefully diagnosing the situation here, because we were going to speculate about this map, Vito, and I did not feel like we were bringing up Overpass at all. We were saying maybe Dust 2, we were looking towards...
Dust 2 is the most logical choice, right? That makes sense. Obviously, like, it's a map that I can play, and we saw G2 have a very good game on it yesterday. That made sense.
Beat Astralis, yeah.
But Fnatic was the one that vetoed Dust 2 in the previous game as well. They had the choice between Inferno and Dust 2, and they went for Inferno. So it was up to, you know, obviously Fnatic went for the same vetoes.
Yeah.
So it was up to G2, you know, to see if they want to...
Shall I read out the order of the bans?
Yeah,
would that be interesting? So basically, Fnatic constantly been removing Cash first. So Cash removed, Mirage from G2, Cobble from G2, then Fnatic, Train, and Dust 2 removed. G2 finally removing Inferno. So they had an option to play Inferno again.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I think
Fnatic obviously left that in on purpose.
Yeah. So that's it. Does that kind of ring true to you, though, Janko? You're thinking, you know, we were talking about Dust 2, and it was kind of... G2 left it in, they were maybe orientating towards that. Mirage and Cobble were the ones G2 were scared of.
I think they were probably aiming for Overpass because Fnatic doesn't play it that much, right? And it's more of a team map than, let's say, I don't know, Mirage or Dust 2, where you can go for more individual things, right? So they did play it against Vexed in this tournament. Obviously, it was the game where Existence had 30 kills, and also they beat Astralis in Lithuania on it, and as well, Existence had maybe not 30 kills, but he was, I think, top fragging for them. So he's really comfortable on that map.
Actually, I saw a really cool statistic. It was tweeted out. It's that Existence's last 2 30 bombs, last 2 best performances in the last 2 weeks were on Overpass. He got 230.
That's right. That game against Vex was incredibly good by him. He was playing the bathroom area very effectively, getting towards Connector as well. Super aggressive, but obviously going up against Vexed and going up against Fnatic in their current form, I don't think you're going to get away with as many like openings as he's been gifted in that Vex game. We saw how strong Fnatic are looking right now. Someone like Smiths, he could have a decent game here. I'm going to tell you right now, he's not hitting a 20 bomb against Fnatic. That's just not going to happen. Like, he's not going to have that same sort of freedom to use by himself in most situations, just kind of ducking and weaving between the bathrooms area. It's not really getting punished for it. So I really don't feel that's going to happen. And it's probably a strong map for them. We know they can play it relatively well. And we'll see how this one goes on. I think the game's almost ready, right?
Yeah, okay. Apparently we are going to have to cut our analysis short, I'm afraid, guys. So maybe just nice and quickly, let's see how fast you can speak, Janko. Let's go from... Okay, yep.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay.
What is this guy? All right, I'll do it.
This is brutal, savage, and wrecked. Now, though, you two have to do some analysis. What have you got for me, Henry?
Well, Matt's going to
No, you've
jump
signed
in.
off. You're done.
Well, I was just going to say strictly that they need to get a better economical start because...
So, okay, apparently we don't have to toss the... Okay.
Oh, there's not enough in the server yet.
I'm getting mixed messages
Well,
here, but
we go.
let's just
So
let's just
I was
do a
going to
quick
say the economic
prediction.
control,
Thank you.
getting a better start, much like on the CT side, much like Inferno, is going to kill G2. They've got to make sure they do much better in maintaining that. If they can do that, I see this being a little bit closer, but I still don't see them taking down Fnatic. Fnatic's hitting their shots today. We've seen Krim step up. Dennis quietly content in that last game, but I mean, all these guys are going to be on.
I'm interested to see what Flusher brings to the table, man. This whole tournament for me has been the cheesiest thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, no, I've never seen someone consistently buy a UMP on every single CT gun round. Even when you have cash to even drop AWPs or M4s, he's just buying a UMP every single time. I'm kind of interested to see. Like, this map, he normally plays P90, to be fair, so I'll be interested to see whether he brings the P90 out or the UMP. Yeah, like, it's kind of crazy. Like, for me, that just kind of shows you how confident they are right now. Like, that's almost like... For any other team, that would be suicide.
I think there is one viable situation to use it, and that's when you want to get movement mechanics. So you just want a running gun, but like every round is a bit like you're saying.
Like we saw on Cobble, right? When he's trying to rotate, so if he's playing drop down, as soon as they take over the B site and from upper platform and they're planting, that gun almost comes like completely useless, especially retakes on back on A as well. So for me, I want to see how he approaches this. Like that is kind of suggesting to me he is kind of super confident going into this tournament as a whole. He seems like he knows he can rely on his teammates. Krims and Olof absolutely smashing the back doors there of G2. So if they continue that form, I'm not really sure.
Also on the T side, a lot of the times he just went with the Tech 9.
That's true as well. What the hell is that about?
Even
just
if
going
he
with the
had
Tech 9
money for whatever, I don't know, maybe he's playing the bank for his team, bank slash...
He's literally not there. You can see it, he's got like 10k there. He's just like, well, we're winning every single round, so maybe I'll give him a little
I wonder if
bit
it gets
of a
to the
chance
next level, though, where he is playing the bank and someone goes, all right, Flusher, drop me an op. All right, here's a Tech 9.
Yeah, join me. Join my Tech 9 cult. We do have to go to casters now, though, guys.
Okay.
And it does look like we're expecting to see Fnatic continue, of course, yet to lose an event since the addition of Dennis. Let's see if they can continue in solid form. Can they take that final life away from G2? We're about to find out. And it's going to be our main man, D-Man, and Moses. DeMoses.
Jesus. Well, they got to keep the cheese going, haven't they? But yeah, Flusher, we were talking about it before. He has been sticking to that UMP. I expect to see something a bit different this time around, though. And I mean, they're on Overpass, though. We just saw Dennis basically say, he's like, well, it's not really our strongest map. So maybe G2 have got themselves a little advantage at last.
Fnatic having a map that's not their strongest is like most teams like being really good on it. So, I mean, what? And you know, I think the point that the Des brought up where just so many shots are being hit by Fnatic, like just their level is so much higher than G2. I think a lot of that Inferno is just straight up out-skilling and just dominating these guys. It wasn't even necessarily a tactical or strategic one. When you're doing that fancy run boost to get a spot on mid with JW with the op, I mean, that's just, you know, you're having fun. That's the things they want to test, see if it's working out.
And teams can be the most dangerous when they're just enjoying the game so much, when they can do that things in effectively a semi-final. Against one of the top teams of the world. You know, they're absolutely on point. Knife round underway. Looking like it's going to be Fnatic that will come out on top of this one at last. As I say that, you never know. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Shox is going to make them go on a merry dance.
Yeah, but now he's in trouble. So yeah, it is going to more than likely be Fnatic taking that CT side. And it will be interesting to see, not if Flusher is going to do that. I fully expect him to have that, as Henry put it, what do you say, cheekiest thing he's seen in a while?
Cheesiest, I believe was the
word.
exact phrase.
Yeah.
But he did just say they're going to smash in the back doors, which I'm not sure what he was referencing.
Henry is just on fire
I think
today.
it was brutal, savage, and I believe they're wrecked.
I can't even think about it right now. But yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like Flusher, whatever he's doing with that, it's just like they're still not losing. So I fully expect him to stick with that trend. Why not?
Yeah, well, we'll see what they do. Pistol round about to get underway. We are staring at their beautiful faces, but let's get the game on. As you can see, Fnatic versus G2. G2 just one life standing. Fnatic with 2. Will they be going up against Astralis with 2 lives remaining? Or will it end up with maybe a 3rd map? Who knows? Good look, have fun exchange. A kit has been bought this time around by Krims.
Yeah, JW being very aggressive. They're spotting a lot of info. Look at this long push. Now Fnatic's in a battle. Flush is going to get that first kill. JW responds as well. G2 is pinned back into the playground, and JW just continues to decapitate everyone, setting the pace early on in this pistol round. And Scream, he's going to get 1, but he's swarmed very quickly. That's the bomb lost. Existence is over towards the stairwell, and he's got nothing to do.
Yeah, it's going to find JW and Dennis staring straight at him as soon as he comes up the stairs. Simple stuff. Nice aggression from Fnatic there in the pistol.
That's Fnatic just starting this match out and saying, all right, we're gonna force you to beat some of this craziness. Like, we're not gonna go away from it. It worked for us on Inferno, and it's just straight up demoralizing when you have this tactic, when you have these ideas of what you want to do, and we don't let you do it.
UMP for Flusher. Just continue where you left off. Why not? But I mean, it can work in this round. Obviously, it's gonna be Tech9 to Deagles though. G2 gonna force up. Got the armor. Let's see if they can make it work out for them. This time they're being much more apprehensive as they leave the T-spawn area, expecting Fnatic to maybe doing the same thing again. But this time we can see Flusher and JW sitting much deeper at restrooms. Good tags there. JW also got caught out. That must have been a Deagle shot landed on him. But he will step away. 3 stack on A site for Fnatic as G2 continue to push.
There's that UMP coming out doing heavy damage, long range this time. But still, no commit anywhere from G2. They're spread out across the map. So they've actually, and this is a good job at least they've done, they forced the defense back into the bomb sites, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. There's still a lot of utility for Fnatic to use. And Flusha, he's going to go searching for some information, not over-committing. It's a nice execute onto RPK. And he's going to be able to smoke off and just fall away into the site.
Just noticed Crim's picked up the Bison. You don't often see that one coming out in the second round. He's got it over a B site though, and it's A that's still being probed. Smith is going to push on through that smoke. And Nade would catch him out. All that scout, but there's Scream getting himself a shot. It was actually a team kill onto Smiths. Not sure exactly what happened there. That had to have been through the smoke, because Smiths pushed through the smoke. And he must have just caught a glance on something. Wasn't reading the situation, but that's not what you need in the second round when you forced it. And now it is Fnatic just picking them apart. They've got around the back of them. They've gone around the other side. And it is just Shox left to try and do some economic damage, but that is about all he can hope for.
Yeah, 2 kills out, not too bad. Still a heavy investment. They would have liked to have gotten a plant, and Flush is just playing this so perfectly. As much as we talk about, you know, these cheesy buys out of him in the second round, so this is often seen with the UMP, but just the way he's biding his time. Actually, that's a mistake by Shox. That, like, the time running out like that, that's just, now he doesn't get any bonus money. He's stuck on $800 this time, and he had plenty of time to push into the site and try and force the issue just so he could die. And also towards long, there's nowhere to fall back to, so even just saving that armor and Deagle is virtually impossible. So, misplay there from Shox. Nobody on the team apparently realizing as the clock wound down.
Full save, just P250 for RPK, that is it. Everybody else going to try and see what they can do, and as JW wants to collect himself some cash, but G2 sitting very deep in this one. They're actually almost just outside the T-spawn, just sitting waiting. Existence is the only person with that bomb that's gone looking just above the tunnel.
This is more than likely, I want to cycle through these
discussion.
players.
It's got to be a discussion.
Yeah, this is like the old school, very like Titan timeout where they just sit and spawn.
Yeah. If we look at the minimap, you can see them all sat there, just having a discussion. Existence is the only person with the bomb that's just looking around while he talks to the team.
It's like Sadika said on the desk, is they need to get this economy started very early on. They need to get it stabilized. They need to build it up. They cannot just have that disadvantage throughout the whole half the way they did on Inferno.
I mean, look at Shox. He doesn't even have to hand on the keyboard or mouse. He's just sat there.
Yeah, this is basically just it's an unofficial timeout to talk about what they're going to do in the first gun round. That's the big thing. And Existence is very popular, or not popular, but very well known for during these sessions. He makes sure that nobody moves out of a certain spot on the map. Now they have an idea. Now they're just going to rush the B bomb site, get this over with, get into the gun round.
Crims with the Julies. Why not? Why not? He had the Bison in the last round. Julies in this round. Dennis, though, does have the M4A4, and he gets himself a 4K spray down. And Shox puts an end to that one, but obviously, Shox, the last man standing, will get cleared out by the Julies of Grims. So 3-0. Now we're into the rifle. G2, what can they afford? Obviously, it's going to be very minimalistic for Shox after that mistake he made in the second round.
He's going to go for the AK, though. No head armor against the M4s, so he's going to be just one shot to the head away from falling. Could have gone for the Tech9, could have gone for a Galil just to get some utility, but you want someone like Shox to have that AK with the kind of aim and the kind of impact he can have, and he's going to go over towards the B bomb site solo. Meanwhile, JW pushing up again, much like Pistol Round, trying to get this information. He's not going to slow down, and he's not spotted either. So he's going to grab a really, really tough angle for G2 to deal with.
We saw Dignitas doing this yesterday, got themselves a double kill from this exact same situation. Existence totally not expecting that one. Scream will get the answer back, but the pick was all that Fnatic wanted. They're going to be in a better situation now as they back off the site. Rotate around. Flusher just getting a little glimpse at long, making sure it's all clear. And that's where Smith is going to be heading with that bomb. Shox, meanwhile, looking to find something over on B site, being that distracting force. But Scream and Smiths are going to be the stack down along A.
Yeah, and Crimson Dennis gain a lot of map control, pushing down into the water towards short sewer. Crims is going to fall back, but Dennis remains. He's got to be a little bit careful, doesn't get over aggressive. This is a pretty popular setup on this map from the Terra side, is having one player outside B just waiting for some kind of rotation, some kind of activity at the A bomb site to where he feels like he can find a 1v1 at B. But so far it hasn't happened, and this position from Dennis, this could catch RPK out, and it is. Crims, meanwhile, grabs Shox.
And that was down Monster, and that's put an end to the attack. G2, nothing coming from it, no trades, just simply picked off one by one. Very nicely worked from Fnatic, holding those aggressive angles. Now they see the bomb at the end of tunnels. They know that Scream is there, and just lose the single man right at the start, which was JW going aggressive in the first place.
Yeah, and this is the issue with that kind of a mid-round call, is when you spread out like that on a default, and you're all watching one thing, and then you say, all right, let's group up towards the B bomb site, we're going to hit this. Everyone's coming like one at a time from their different locations. So RPK comes out sewer door a little bit early before his teammates are coming through short sewers to, you know, if he has one teammate coming through that sewer, they can at least trade that kill off and regain that control. But since everyone's just kind of coming one by one, they just get picked off in that very same way.
JW now on the AWP, not going as crazy as he was, not pushing up into party. G2 were expecting something. They've slowed down as they start to take a little control. JW's going to find one, and he will land the shot onto RPK. Took a big dink, though, down to 19 health. He's forced to back away and play a little bit more passively.
He's got the P90, a flusher to bail him out of any tough spots. Plenty of nades still left in the Fnatic camp to slow things down. Shox has grabbed this advantage over toward, or this position over towards Sandbags, but that's not going to yield him anything. And another boost coming out, but look at Flusher. It's almost like that's a popular boost spot there, but after Inferno, they might get the indication, and there's the spam. Olafmeister had to have spotted Smiths on top.
Easy stuff for them. Dennis does get taken down by Shox, but Crims was in position to cover that off, so nullifies any plays over on B side. But a 4-on-2 situation, G2 in a desperate troubles here. Not able to rescue any of those weapons away either, just deagles in hand. 30 seconds on the clock. They need to either decide if they're going to go for something or just try and save.
Yeah, they can't. There's no reason to save here, but they definitely have to actually go die this time. And you can see actually how passive the G2 players are. Even with these deagles, they're not going for their picks, and Fnatic's not giving them anything. But they're a little bit fearful of being overly aggressive. They don't want to take too many fights. So now, as the clock dwindles down, they just have to go for it. Now they just have to rush in. Existence does get one. And Olaf is eventually going to drop him there. So 5-0 for Fnatic.
Simple stuff so far. Fnatic not really tested. Honestly, G2 are going to be going into this one heavily armed, though. An AWP coming out for Smiths. Let's see if he can do some damage with that. But it's answered by a double AWP from Fnatic, Olaf and JW. Now, they've both been holding A in the last few rounds. Are they going to switch it up? No, they're both going to stick there.
Well, there's no...
okay, Olaf's going
stairs, yep.
Then connector, yep.
But there's no reason that they're going to be able to expect a double AWP, and that's a nice shot from Olaf.
Manages to catch one, can get the second, and he will. RPK in existence, deleted from the map. And that's going to give them real problems. Flush has found himself one. Hunter Scream as well. Smiths will answer, but their attack has been nullified before it even began. Shox manages to move in towards B site, though, and find Dennis. He's got Flusher off the side. Crims will catch him out. And JW actually coming around the back of Smith. Smith is going to go downstairs, but I think they were going to be expecting this one. He has the bomb. He's in a 3-on-1. He could make this 2 1-on-1s. JW around the side. Is he going to be expecting it? I mean, JW's in party. Easy shot.
Yeah, these advanced positions that Fnatic's taking up, G2 hasn't been able to handle it whatsoever. And that's kind of the struggle on this map, is the CTs, there's so many different ways they can be the aggressor on it instead. And Olaf, I mean, this first shot really bails him out of a tough spot if Existence is able to swing too wide on him, but the second one is really what makes that work. So immediately, the AWP of Smiths that's invested into has no impact. And that's kind of tough to deal with, because now it's, if you want to go back to that, where do you go?
Now, would it have been better if they'd have saved off maybe now, completely saved and gone for the next round? They have forced it in there. Scream once again on a pistol. JW not landing the shots, and actually that's a reprieve for G2. They should be able to rush him down here, and they will. And that's Scream that's managed to pick him off. Now, They could trade that off to Smiths, give Mac 10 to Scream, and that's exactly worked in G2's favor. The aggression finally not paying off for JW.
That's vintage Fnatic. Just let JW get aggressive, make some kind of surprising play. Leave him do his own thing. Don't try and support him because it's going to be so hard in such an aggressive stance to really do anything. You're just risking too much. So JW falls. Fnatic's completely fine with that kind of risk. It's what do they do from here? Can they recover?
Scream, Smiths making the way down long A. Olafmeister, remember, does have an AWP. He's holding the angle towards restrooms. He's got the support of Flusher, who's checking the long A angle. Dennis also within sprinting distance. It's looking like Existence might well be the first to make a peek. Olafmeister going aggressive here. Going looking for those kills, and he just saw the shoulder of Existence. Existence had no idea that he was there. Gets himself the one shot, can't get the second. RPK does answer him, but Flusher's still on site. Ukimba Bay, Smiths train the angle, but there's no way that Flusher's going to go around and peek. Now he's in trouble though. He's got 3 pushing his position, finds himself 1. Smiths trying to get him closer on that angle, switches out the weapon, almost gets the spray down. Shox finally gets in there, and now Crim's the last man standing for Fnatic. Bomb plant down, and this has to be G2's round. Shox tucked in the angle. Smith's actually making a long rotate. He's made it into a 2 1-on-1s. Shox gets taken down, and suddenly Smith's, well, the bomb planted for his position, will get covered off, and it's going to be very hard for Crims to get in. He has to land a fantastic shot as he spans across. Caught a glimpse, knows the angle, and Smiths will finally pick up the round for G2, but by God, it took them some work.
You can see how deadly Crims is in these clutch situations. Just the way he gathers information before making his decision. Doesn't rush right into the bomb site. You know, jumping up beyond those stairs, spots out Shox at truck, takes that fight. Jumping over those boxes as he rotates in and sees Smith at that far away angle. That's a tough battle to win. He can't do it. But either way, they get 4 kills. They keep the economy low. Shox has no nades. RPK has 1 flashbang. So it would be a brutal reset here for the economy of G2 if they're to drop this round.
I'm watching Shox at the moment. He's trying to rattle off those shots, trying to find something on B site, but it's not happening. Flusher, meanwhile, you're seeing restrooms set up perfectly. Is he going to get flashed in as G2 make their move as they creep ever so slowly into party, straight into the crosshairs of JW? It's Existence and RPK that are pushing his angle. Olafmeister is down instead, so they're in a perfect position, but Scream's going to try and rush up. Flusher's just around the corner. Scream gets flashed out. Not able to make the play. JW holding the precisest of angles. Flusher not able to get his crosshair placement in the right time, but that grenade could find him. JW forced to smoke his way out of that one. And Scream and Smiths are making tracks down long A.
Yeah, there was an opening kill for G2, but that's been not only equalized, but 1 better. Crims finds a kill, so does Olaf, so 5-on-3 scenario, and once again, all of G2 is very split up. Scream's the only one entering onto the site. If he falls at a certain point, there's no one there to trade it. JW is going to fall. RPK does find him in bathroom, so down to a 3-on-3. Scream's able to block off the choke point as well.
And now they know they have to worry about Dennis. There's going to be push-up from Olafmeister. Gets around, but Scream manages to find him. The missed shot from Smiths gives Dennis the chance. Bomb plant goes down. It's a 2-on-2. Both Scream and RPK low on health, but they've managed to find Dennis, and now Crims just awaits the smoke to dissipate. He has a kit, and again, he's in this 2-on-1 situation, just like he was in the previous round, but this time RPK will shut him out. G2 pick up another close round.
Yeah, with the man down situation. Again, that time a little bit different. The previous round, JW had pushed really, really far away. This time he was, you know, still a little bit more conservative in bathroom towards the bomb site, but still very aggressive, far away from where his teammates could support him. He kind of got stuck there after smoking himself out of that Molotov, and that's what really allowed RPK to get that kill and help G2 just get into the bomb site. 1 less player for them to have to worry about. The AWP as well, which is a big tool to take out of the hands of Fnatic. So finally, they break the economy of Fnatic, going up against Pistols.
RPK is going to get flashed in. He should be able to find JW. Just got a glimpse of his head. Is he going to be expecting Olaf here? Double stack. May work out for them. Gets himself 1. Gets the second. Fairly standard stuff for RPK there. Well controlled. Olaf's been using that position a couple of times now, so totally expected the danger there. But G2 looking like they're going to go for B side here.
Still going to keep it a little bit slow, though. They don't want to run into any kind of a stack whatsoever, especially at this juncture when they finally got themselves a strong advantage. So Shox is going to lead the way. And RPK is just going to fall back with that bomb, go through Monster, which is already clear. So no response from Fnatic. they could set up this early on. I mean, they have plenty of time if they want to push forward and try and set up for some exit kills. So that's the decision they'll have to make. Maybe save these guns. It looks like it could be a double save if they wanted it to be, if they really wanted to have a strong economy, but I imagine they're going to buy into the next round anyway.
Yeah, Existence is holding the angle at connector as well to make sure they don't try and push on through. Dennis is going to see if he can sneak in and steal a weapon, but Scream's not having any of that. Door slammed shut on him as Flusher tries to do the same. As I mentioned, Existence just shift the position as they edge out of sight, making sure nothing can get through. Crims did have a kit, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to sneak in there. RPK doing the work, getting himself 4 kills against the eco of Fnatic.
Yeah, RPK's aim has been on point over these past couple maps. I would like to see him get far more involved in the offense, be far more aggressive, and use that aim to open some things up for his teammates. Either way, it is going to be a buy into the round for Fnatic. No AWPs on the board. They did favor that double up setup earlier, but don't have the money for it this time. They do have plenty of utility. 5 smokes. They've got a Molotov as well. But it's a full kit from G2. Smith's once again on the op of his own. And Existence is quickly taking control of short sewers, dropping a pop flash for himself against the wall. And Flusha, meanwhile, aggression in the bathroom still from Fnatic.
Still very delicate play as they head towards A site. Scream holding the angle, expecting that JW players really give them pause for thought every time they've started a round. Smoke goes down though, and it's G2 that push on through. Existence giving himself vision in towards the water area, so Shox continuing to spray. He's been doing this every single round, spraying through monster, hoping he can get lucky, hoping he can catch a glimpse on towards Dennis, but Dennis and Crims staying very hidden away.
That also keeps things consistent for the defense. So if there's one round where he doesn't spray, that's a change that Fnatic might notice, and they might, you know, think that it's going to be an A hit. They might be able to read things easier if they don't hear shocks outside that B bomb site. So keeping things in, you know, it's masking any kind of change in tactics that G2 come up with. But still, this has been a very passive T-half for G2. They're at the point now where they've been punished so much by CT aggression that they're taking so long to go places, being extremely cautious.
38 seconds remaining. Flush's Molly's going to slow things down for G2 as they push on through. Smiths has got himself stacked up on top of Scream at the moment down long A as well, so they're scoping up to see if they can find anything. But the clock is running out here. 20 seconds remaining. G2 have to start making a move, and these smokes have gone down so low from Fnatic. G2 are forced to push on through, and it's giving Olaf a chance like that to get himself a triple spray down. Could pick up the 4th as he pushes straight on through. He knows that Smiths is in there, and this has gone horribly wrong for G2. And Fnatic, simple hold from him in the end there.
A slaughter for Fnatic. G2 just never seems to really have a plan. They spend so long just preventing themselves from getting beat in the first minute of the round. And there, they don't apply pressure anywhere, so Fnatic's able to keep what small amount of utility they have until the execution comes in. Olaf, I mean, once that execution comes in, also, you pretty much know it's going to be the A bomb site. So it's just full-out aggression. You can even cheat or rotate. It's too much of an advantage for Fnatic.
Double AWP answered G2. I guess they want to try and open things up with a pick, maybe. Shox, you can see, mentioned him doing those AK shots before. Now he's going to try it with an AWP, but it's going to get re-smoked off by Crims. But RPK pushed through that smoke. I'm not sure if Crims will be expecting that. And he's going to get himself a shot. And RPK, you talked about how you wanted to see him making entries. That could be one that could work in the favor of G2. The rotation coming out from Fnatic, but G2 not heavily moving on it.
So smart as well to just fall back after that. You're giving your team a huge advantage. A 5-on-4, why continue forward and give it right back? So he lives, he gets to go to a new angle. If he wants to get re-aggressive, he can. But great start. Shox misses the initial AWP shot. And look at Fnatic. They've rotated 2 members over to this site to make up for the loss of Crims, just to ensure that they aren't going to lose that B bomb site immediately, and they'll be able to fall back as well.
RPK comes again. Olaf Meister this time is the potential victim, but this time Dennis will pop out of Toxic and get himself a quick and easy one. Shox tried to scope it up, but the bomb was left all the way back in T-spawn, guys. And it's 34 seconds on the clock.
And that's a massive issue, because if that was picked up on somebody, they could have made a different play, seeing 3 members of the B bomb site. Existence finds an entry kill of his own, and he's still trying to pick off Dennis Meister, but that's not going to work.
Well, now they're committed. Now they have to go for it. 20 seconds remains, and Dennis is just picking them off piece by piece. Scream gets in there at last, but JW and Flusher holding the angle. You can see JW up on high with that scope, trying to land the shots. Shox is trying to counter peek him. Scream gets tagged up by the USP. Flusher also got caught out. That must have been through the box. because he got taken down to 10 by that AWP of Shocks. Flush is going to move in close. Scream flashed out. There's the double flash that goes through from JW to try and help him in there, but the bomb is ticking. Flusher has to try and make this play. Shocks has not been landing these AWP shots, and Flusher gets himself another chance at an angle, and now they can double burst around. JW is going to be up close and personal. The no-scope doesn't come out on top, but Flusher does get screamed down. And now Shocks just has to delay, but it's an AWP, and you can see he's running it down. The kit in hand of Flusher. The time is running out. Flusher will get the kill, but he can't get the round. And G2 hold, but it costs them a lot. And he will finally get taken down by the bomb damage as well. So Fnatic 7-4 now.
Yeah, but the last round was so convincing. And knowing that they killed all 5 members of G2 here, I imagine they're going to buy right back up into this round. And Shocks, despite not hitting any of those op shots, just by staying alive, he wins the round. Almost able to recover, but you can see in that 2-on-2, Fnatic, when they're in these small man situations, these 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, watch how Flusha just gets into that support role naturally with his teammate in front of him, and he can watch what what his teammate is peeking around, what angle he's holding, and he immediately switches to the other one just out of support.
Well, it was RPK that opened things up for them in the previous round. Let's see how it works out. Are they going to be expecting JW and Flusher so close in restroom? Scream's going to be the man that finds them. There's the flash comes through. He did manage to switch away from him, but JW gets the double. Scream and Smith's taken down. Damage done. Existence is going to try and push on through, but JW has done a fantastic job for Fnatic so far in this map.
And that's the last flash Fnatic had, and it works perfectly for him. Does everything they could want. 2 kills. Dennis even gets another. 5-on-2 now. G2.
Oh, look at Olaf. He's coming all the way around the back of them. They're getting absolutely pincered. Existence won't be expecting this one. Olaf with the backstab. There we go. Simple stuff. RPK, last man standing, gets himself a double over in restrooms, but they know exactly where he is, and they have the bomb in control at party.
Yeah, this is just Fnatic collapsing across the map, crushing G2. Now just down to RPK. It is a little bit important that Fnatic keeps all 3 members of these alive. That would be... I mean, they need to build up some money. They can't be put back into that situation where they're about to get immediately reset. So it's more important than it would seem to have all 3 members live.
Crimson's going to try and run around the back of him. RPK using that last smoke actually to sneak through. So their little pincer play that Fnatic were trying there is going to backfire. RPK is going to have to go for the challenge. Olaf cleverly hides himself away, realizes the danger. And now it's a 3-pronged attack. RPK is going to try and take a 1-on-1, but you can see they have a beautiful little triangle set up here. They would have heard the footsteps. Olaf absolutely aware of his position. And Fnatic play it perfectly. Nobody peeking for him, just making sure they get the backstab.
8-4 now, and that does reset the economy in a very brutal way. This might have to be a double save. G2 might just have to play for 5 rounds and a half.
Yeah, 1,500 on
Actually,
3 members.
Just going to buy up
they're
into
forcing it. Yeah. All right, Tech9s, they didn't work for them in the past. Let's see if they can try and switch things up. Dennis with 15 at the top of the board there. You can see for Fnatic has been fairly brutal, but this is going to be a fast push from G2. They're going to be piling up the stairs. JW forced to back away. Flusher going to flash it out. Buy them time. G2 just going to push on straight through the smoke, straight into the arms of JW. He gets himself 1. Flusher switches to the CZ. Can only get 1 though. But is that enough? I think he might be. Olaf Meister answers as he holds. The rotates are coming through in Existence and Shocks. They're not going to get him in time before the Fnatic rotate arrives.
Yeah, that aggressive stance allows the rotates to come in, but a nice shot from Shocks. It just thins out the defense here. Olaf has gotten a good position, but the bomb is being planted.
More of those, please. Olaf Meister from range tries to get around the back of them. Crims being pushed. Olaf is going to try and run it all the way from long A. Remember, extended bomb timers catching them off guard here. Crims so patient, expecting Shocks to push his position, and now Existence, he's in a real tricky situation. They come from both angles. He's not got a great deal of chance here. And Crims, who's played this retake role so many times this game already, expertly done. 9-4 Fnatic in control on the CT side, and that was a force from G2. They're going to have nothing coming into the second round.
There's a lot of success in that round for him on that force buy.
They're going to double force maybe? Or save for the last?
I think they save for the last, but it very well could be a force. I mean, 5 isn't a bad thing to get away with in your T half, especially when you lose pistol. So I mean, even just getting 5 would be not so bad for them. But that force, I mean, it does some damage to the economy. A little bit
They got the plant, at least.
Yeah, the plant's huge. The damage to the economy not as big just because it's this late in the half. But I mean, that would look even better than a lot of their gun rounds did.
Yeah. Well, JW still Still continuing to be that rock that G2 can't move. Gets himself the opener. RPK babysitting the bomb. But JW going aggressive. It's going to get around the side of him. RPK did pick up the one on Flusher, but that is all it will be. But Shox and Screamer got himself in a good position down long. They will be getting around the back, but JW totally aware of the situation. Reads it like a book. Scream though with the deagle, not to be unmoved. 3 on 2. Suddenly it becomes a little bit more dangerous for Fnatic. Olafmeister holding the stair angle as Existence collects the bomb.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue, is the bomb's so far away. So it does look like they're going to attempt to group up. Scream slowly backing away towards Existence. Still 45 seconds left in the clock, but Fnatic has a member at each bomb site, and then Olaf is right in the middle. So he can rotate to either site very, very quickly, and he can even cut off the terrorist rotation between the sites.
Well, the clock is running. Oh, Olaf's going to be in such a great position. They're going to go downstairs. Screaming Existence going to be coming towards him. Does he hear footsteps? I'm not sure, but he has the perfect angle. The second that door opens, he's going to explode on the back of them. Dennis gets himself in position. Dennis has already smoked it up. The information was all they needed. That was Existence getting picked off. Scream with the M4, can't find Olaf. And it was just brilliantly played by Fnatic there.
Yeah, the positioning from Olaf on the map is such a strong spot. Works his way in there. The only thing that could have messed that up is the timing of when he's watching ladder and switching back towards door, but it's such a good position for information gathering because you've essentially cut the map in half for the terrorists. There's not enough time for them to run all the way back towards T-spawn to go to the other site. They would have to go down those stairs. So really smart play from Fnatic. I believe it was Henry that discussed how good they are in those situations. Leg shot onto Smiths as well.
JW's aggression continues to work in Fnatic's favor. And G2, basically since round 3, have been so cautious in their approach just because of JW. Those few crazy rounds where he just got in their faces and got in the back of their minds effectively. Forced them to have to respect him, but Existence has carved open himself a spot. Dennis and Crim's being taken down at B site. Olafmeister is still there, but the bomb at the moment still working its way on A, and JW may actually find RPK. Flush is going to push the angle, and JW gets on Smiths. RPK just around the corner. Flusher pushing the angle. He saw the bomb drop. He knows that he's there, and that is a real problem for G2. They get themselves the openings on B site, but the rotations from G2 just getting caught out.
Yeah, just playing it far too passively. I mean, Existence has nothing to do here. He gets 2 kills. He's down to 13. Just can't even take a single bullet. He's going to clear all the way. He's not. But yeah, you get a 2-man advantage and remain passive across the map, so you're not taking advantage of it immediately. That's what Fnatic has to get aggressive at that point. So if you're going to stay passive, you have to punish that. And they don't. JW has an awkward angle still. They were never able to really push back that aggression of Fnatic in the bathrooms. That was the big thing. Fnatic controlled that the whole map.
Well, as we saw in Fnatic in Inferno, 11-4, first half, full control, CT side. This time around, last time it was T side. Fnatic just have the better of them, have the numbers, and looking at the body language, it's not reading good signs for G2's faces at the moment. They don't seem at it.
Yeah, someone's going to have to pick them up. Someone's going to have a huge pistol around here. Olaf on the raid boss buy as well. Tech 9 armor. Flush has a Molotov and a smoke, so this is going to be quick towards the B bomb site. Imagine that Molotov is going to be for the toxic barrels.
Well, they're going to have a triple stack on B site ready to read it. We've also gone fairly deep on stairs, so G2 in a good position. Scream starting out with a headshot on towards JW. Managing to get in there, but they haven't unnerved the raid boss. But Dennis with the pistol, he's been so ever present in these pistol rounds, gets himself the kills, and Smith's the last man standing. Not a great deal he can do as Dennis pushes up his position, gets himself the 4K in the pistol round. We were talking about someone from G2 to step up. A rise to Dennis.
Well, we thought Olaf was going to be the raid boss, and instead it was just Dennis, just wrecking people. Getting into that bomb site, getting into water, clearing things out. And it was good aggression from G2. It worked out initially, and they had a massive advantage in that round. Coming down those stairs and in a quick flank, a quick pincher move, and basically all 5 G2 members were at the B-bomb site. But you just can't account for Dennis just bodying people like that.
Well, Scream's going to try and go aggressive, and he does manage to find Dennis. A little bit of revenge. That is about all. MAC-10's in the hand of majority of Fnatic. Just that AK for Olaf, who actually just picked it up off Dennis's body, actually. I think he had a Tech 9 at the start of the round. So JW is going to lead the charge. Go looking. Maybe G2 can catch them off guard in this second round. It happens so often in Counter-Strike. Second round forces paying off, but Fnatic, they're checking every little angle at the moment.
And actually, G2's cheating over towards that A site to kind of stack it. 4 members are going to be here. Even Smiths is watching B from a very far back spot. But Fnatic still have plenty of time if they want to kind of work their way over towards B. Maybe apply a little bit of pressure here, see what they can find. If they feel the stack is there, they can just fall back. They do have 1 member in the stair just for that reason.
Flusher playing with the edge of the smoke as it dissipates, as he works it closer. Olaf got picked off there by Existence. JW, though, pushes on inside. Flusher as well. Here comes the pain train. Flusher has to go for the reload. He's getting caught out and tagged up. RPK manages to get him down. JW, the last man standing, and suddenly G2 do manage to make Fnatic pay. And those opening little deagle shots from Scream did the damage.
Yeah, just that 1 pick from the deagle, and then you saw how just passive they got. And they said, all right, Fnatic, now you have to commit into the bomb site. We're not going to give you any picks. You did the same thing to us in the first half. Didn't give us any easy kills. So now you're the ones who have to come into this narrow choke point. We're going to have crossfire set up. And they steal that round away. So 5-12. They bought themselves just a little bit of a window here in the second half.
And the scout for Olaf. It's going to be used to keep an eye on B. And they themselves are sitting back at the moment having a little chat. JW, the lone man to go looking, and my God, he's found the kill on Smiths. And that was an M4, I believe, that's loose there. JW being able to collect that one. And nothing that G2 can do about that. That's a weapon gone.
A big weapon gone. Olaf, plenty of time. Oh, look at that position. Just jump up and peer into the...
Boostmeister, please.
Just having flashbacks right now. That's pretty cool, though. So that'll be an advantage if anyone starts to rotate over. It's going to be a lot on the timing.
So he's on the crate, on a player, slightly edged up, yeah.
With the jumping scalp.
Of course.
Made possible by the jumping scalp. Scream close up. I mean, with this MAC-10, he's going against armor, so this is going to be tough for him. He's going to have to nail a couple headshots very, very quick. There's 2 members of Fnatic over towards the ace. I don't know if they're going to be a distraction, but he's actually completely blinded Olaf, so he spotted the information. He might have even seen the bomb on radar, and that could be a big tell, but he's winning this battle initially.
Yeah, second peaks doesn't work in Scream's favor. JW making the rotate all the way along long 8. Meanwhile, G2 have pulled 3 players over towards this B site. They're absolutely certain he was going that way. Existence is going to be the whole wall to hold them back, but Dennis with the pistol once again collects himself another kill, and he's not done yet.
Yeah, and JW just pushing forward, just being the assassin, and all of a sudden they steal it right back. So G2 drop the ball, don't even get a single member of Fnatic to fall. And now it's 5-13, and there is no money on the G2 side. Scream's got 3,500, Shox has 2,900, but everyone other than that, their economy's gone. 1,500, 1,400. They're going to buy out of this round anyways. I mean, they have to win. They can't let Fnatic, they can't save it for Fnatic to get up to 14 this early.
So G2, so far, unable to answer any of the aggression that Fnatic have shown. 7 rounds on Inferno, and just 5 so far here on Overpass. Scream, though, getting Crim's caught out early. Crim's going very aggressive, trying to rush in there. Scream passes off the FAMAS to Shox. He was down to 12, so wisely gifts that gun across.
That's smart, though, from G2. The one rifle you have is the one who initiates the action, gets you an opening pick. Now, there's been a lot of damage dealt. Smith's down to 50.
And they pulled that weapon over to A site as well, so maybe Fnatic thinking that there's a FAMAS on B. Okay, let's rotate, let's go towards A site, but as of yet, that's not the case. Olaf trying to get some tags down on towards long A. JW trying to get the wall bang. Nothing coming from it.
And this is a difference in the T-side philosophies. Look at Fnatic this entire half so far. It's very early on, but they're applying pressure across the map all at the same time, while G2 remains so passive. So it's going to be on G2 to find the correct rotation at the right time. But meanwhile, if something goes wrong for Fnatic on one side of the map, they have enough pressure on the other side that they have an easy avenue to rotate to and switch up their attack.
Shox is going looking. This is the only weapon, remember. The only rifle. And he may actually find Flusher, and that's the bomb. The bomb drops down there now, Olaf. And Dennis are nearby, so Dennis collects it. Damage done once again. Shox, is he going to pass that weapon off again to a third member? But instead, Olaf Meister gets caught out by Shox, and suddenly there's a lot of damage done. Fnatic down to 1 man. And G2 come out on top with a cobbled together buy, one weapon, and they are going to collect everything. They got themselves 2 AKs out of that round.
Yeah, back and forth, and I doubt Fnatic is going to let this go without a buy into this round. They have the money. Olaf get back on the scout. JW can get an AK-47, so can Dennis, so can Flusha. Flusha could even go Deagle so we can get utility to work with. And Crims has a P250, so 2 AK-47s and a scout is the main portion of this offense in this round. It'll be interesting if they try something a little bit more fast, a little bit more concentrated, or if they're just going to go back to that map-wide pressure and see what they find. Same boost. Doesn't get the kill, but he tags him, and Shox is just got to be so confused.
Yeah, he's like, where did I just get hit from? I have no idea on this one. JW and Crims are going as a partnership. They're going to work their way upstairs and try and collect Crims a weapon. RPK doing the jumps. He's got to be careful. Olaf's actually shifted position and was trying to find the head of RPK there as he was hop-skipping across. We've seen Nico do this so often with an AK and even a Deagle, actually. He manages to land that shot the majority of the times, but Olaf not able to get lucky. RPK prevents himself from getting his head taken off, and actually him and Screamer flash pushing the same position trying to find Olaf, but unfortunately he's already moved. He's already adjusted his position. Oh, now Crims and JW, they're going to push in. They've managed to get the kill on Existence. That's over an A site as Fnatic push forward. The rotate coming on. Smiths is the only man here at the moment. He's got Screams and Shox about to join him as Fnatic start to stack up. Crims and Dennis all nearby. There's the smoke bloom. Smiths realizes the danger, but Fnatic yet to go aggressive. They've not pushed this position. They've got the wall of smoke down because Flush has found RPK over on B site. And now the bomb site gets pushed. Shox on the rotate. Smiths is going to have to come out on top in this. A lot of shots through the smoke, and then smoke clears out just in time, and Smiths gets himself a double. Can't get the third, though. And Dennis will now Scream all alone. M4A1 against 3 members of Fnatic. Finds himself the one. Tap, tap, tap. Dennis goes down, and the rotate comes in. They're going to get across there. That molly could work out in his favor. Switches out to the AK. Flusha pushes in position, but Scream can't come out on top in the duel, and Flusha will find the head. And now 14 rounds, back and forward we go, but it's G2 that are losing out. Their economy in absolute tatters.
Such a smart play from Fnatic. They execute onto the A bomb site with the smokes, but they don't commit to it. But what that does is it pulls a rotation away from the B bomb site to allow Flusha to find a one-on-one there, and he gets that kill, and then things become so much easier. Then one more player of G2 has to go back towards B to take care of that just in case, and then the full commit into A comes out. So Fnatic just pulls that G2 defense apart, thins them out, and then attacks them where they're weakest.
And once again, G2 forced to hope they can pick something up from this one. Olafmeister goes aggressive. That is only a scout they're going to find, but Dennis answers quickly onto Smiths. Rotate from G2 coming in full force here. RPK, the only man left over on B side, but it doesn't matter. Flush has already carved open a window of opportunity. Existence gets himself another pistol. Can they do it again? Flush are very low. Crimson JW needs to lead the charge, but JW's head gets taken off his shoulders by Existence's Deagle. And now we're in a 3-on-2. Crims, really the only man that can challenge at the moment. Shox with that scout jumping out, manages to land the tag on Crims, and suddenly Fnatic in real trouble. Real danger for them.
What is happening in this match that these teams cannot string 2 rounds together? Neither of them can win on these against these Deagles, these pistols, the scout.
Existence is on the lurk. He's creeping around the back of restrooms. He's going to find himself Flusher and Crims. Neither of them look in this position at the moment. As they move up, Shock's just got a little glimpse of danger. There's the shot. He lands, jumps up, gets a second. Brilliant stuff. 7 rounds on the board for G2. And what is happening? The economy is just in the sewer right now for both teams.
It's almost like a point where this is a matter of pride. In Fnatic, while they don't really have the money to buy and get many rifles, they might just do it anyways because they've been going back and forth.
6 rounds back to back. Back and forth we go.
This looks like the round that it's finally relinquished. Only Dennis has armor and a Deagle, because why not? It's Dennis. But the worst part about this is that actually, I mean, Fnatic doesn't care about these trades because they're so far ahead that all the trading of the rounds, it still just brings them closer and closer.
It's down to G2 to finally solidify the CT side, get themselves some rounds on the board. Triple stack from Fnatic. Set in, are they going to burst out a monster? Olaf Meister with the bomb. He's going to be a total distraction. Okay, so they're going to be 4-man distract into B site while Olaf tries to sneaky plant into A.
The old 4-1. Invented in North America by a legend we like to call Warden, the Dean. Very old, tried and true, but the trade kills earlier. Scream does fall. Dennis got that kill, and I mean, that's just the deagle of Dennis. That's the power.
Existence isn't falling for it. He's still jumping around over on A side. Now he's actually falling back. It may work out. Crims pushes on through. RPK finds JW, though. Olaf has got the plant down. I mean, that's a plant for nothing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. They've done everything they wanted to accomplish in this round, and now it's just a matter of seeing if they could find any weapon to salvage moving forward. So a little bit of a blunder by G2 to allow that plant down.
Olaf doing the damage. Can he find another head? No, it won't happen, but they don't care. They invested next to nothing in that round. They got a plant. 14-8. Fnatic going to have rifles coming into this next round.
They didn't even cause that much damage at the B bomb site. It wasn't like there was like some massive reason for such a rotate, but that if he can just wander in and get that plant, that's pretty incredible. Now, I mean, they have a full buy essentially. JW only has a smoke, but everyone else is stocked up on nades. So that's a sneaky little victory for Fnatic.
Real pressure for G2 this time around. Fnatic almost the full assortment, minus the single AWP for JW. Everything else, though, is looking good for them. As they are 14-8 up here with 1 life left for G2. Fnatic would then end up facing Astralis and potentially in a format playoff. Who knows? Well, best of 3 technically, because someone's going to lose 2 lives. Eventually, JW is going to push, and Existence caught with a grenade in his hand. He can't manage to find the head of JW. Crims has been picked off by RPK. That was over on the B site as he pushed in the tunnel. Smith almost getting the tag through the smoke there on JW. But it's forced G2 to rally. They triple stacked over on B site, and they've left A quite open at the moment. And Olaf Meister's creeping in long A, trying to take advantage like he did in the last round.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to as well. Looked like he was just going to go run up long and just try and see what he could find and make something happen for his team. But Fnatic's still very spread out. They knew there was a lot of aggression because you could see them being a little bit cautious, making sure they're not being flanked out, making sure they can clear out some aggressive spots. Stairs could still be wide open.
Shox is going to check this corner, I believe. Checks the angle now. Olaf Meister comes out on top in the duel, though. Shox didn't pre-fire and instead caught out, and that's a real problem now because it's 3-on-4. And G2, well, they're not going to have a great deal after this round if they were to lose it.
Yeah, it does look like Fnatic is going to pick this B bomb site initially. They're letting Olaf cause a huge distraction. Now you can see them coming out the door, flashing a little bit, getting stuck with each other.
RPK's on his way over. They've read this. Oh, but it's been a counter fake.
Scream's even on the rotate, it looks like. Yeah, he was on the rotate, so this A bomb site's going to be open. Once again, just pulls G2 in the complete wrong direction.
Oh, he knows that they're there. He does manage to get Dennis down. Flusher has already dropped, and JW very low. Olaf Meister catches onto one. RPK, he's got to go big for his team here. He can find the shot on JW, but he comes out on top. He will get answered by Smith, and it's a one-on-one. Flusher in the restrooms has the perfect angle for this defuse. Smith has to body check it. He's looking the wrong direction. Catches a glimpse of the shoulder of Flusher, though. But Flusher's just going to play this one down, run the clock down, draw the attention. There's a kit for Smith, but the tag comes out and Flusher catches the head. And it's match point now for Fnatic. G2's lives dangling by a thread.
And you said it, they don't have much for this round. They have 1 FAMAS so far, maybe 1 more on Scream, but even that would be tough. Just mostly going to be pistols. Scout on Shox. Scream's back onto that Deagle. So once again, they're going to have to see, I mean, they've won these buys in this matchup. Remember, the first 6 rounds went back and forth. So they've had these kind of forced by low econ situations they pulled out with, but never able to string a couple together.
Yeah, the second they seem to get rifles, it just falls apart for them. Maybe they should stick with pistols. Who knows? Crims and Dennis find Existence in the stairwell. And things are just going from bad to worse for G2. Smith's in the restrooms, about to get overrun by Crims and co as they come around the corner. Headshot from Smith's. Now it causes him problems, but Olaf and JW, they've already pushed in. They're already in on site. And now it's just Shox, the 1 man remaining, and he's got a scout, so there's a great deal he can do with that one, up close and personal. They're already set to cut him off the second he shows himself. And Fnatic will be facing Astralis. in effectively the finals. It's not really a final, but it's a final now. It's the final match, that's for sure. Olaf Meister gets the kill at the end there. And a great performance from Fnatic once again. 16-8, 16-7 on Inferno. Dominant stuff. G2 just didn't really cause them too much problems.
Yeah, dominant the whole way through. It's so impressive out of Fnatic. I mean, once again, as we're just used to seeing them be at this level, you know, they've looked shaky a couple matches here in this tournament, coming in and out, but they've always maintained. You know, some of the matches they have it, some they don't, and they came in today and they all seem very focused, very well communicated, and that was just clinical in the way they closed it out. Economic advantage in both maps. G2 just could not get their money under control.
And this is just the sign, really. You know, Fnatic, a little shaky at the start of the tournament, but once again, they step it up.
Building up to this god mode.
Build up slowly. G2, however, started off really strong. They look like to have a very good chance here, but it will be a third place for them. And of course, it means Fnatic will now be facing Astralis, both with 2 lives. What a juicy, juicy final that will be. Let's get across to OJ, who's standing by with JW.
Thank you very much, Lee. So some of the words the analysts were using: savage, brutal, and dominant. And it was really dominant from you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we had a pretty good grip of the whole game, both maps. We played our own game. We had a feeling on how they play and such. So, yeah, I think we had it under control most of the time.
The first matchup here at this Invitational was you playing Envy, which you lost. The first map you lost. What was happening in your minds then to how controlling and how dominant you are now?
We always have a pretty hard time against Envy, and I don't know, we just didn't get our game rolling that match on train, and they took advantage of it. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. We just didn't play our own game pretty much. One of those things. So Astralis is up next. It is the final of this. You both have 2 lives left. Astralis might have 3. I think Astralis have 2. 2 lives left. So it's 2 lives left for both of you as you go into the final. What would you like to say to Astralis ahead of that? Good luck. Oh, said in that way from you. Good luck means so much. Thank you very much, JW. We'll hand it back to the analyst desk. Good luck.
Nice words from JW. 2 words have a lot of weight, especially from a man like him. Thank you.
Come on, Alex. We talked about this.
Damn, every single time you got to get it. It's hard. Tie life is not an easy one. I mean, Matt's obviously the mastermind of this one.
Yeah, stop analysing ties every second.
You usually dabble in a tie. But anyway, we have some CS to address. Welcome to the desk. You know these guys.
Actually, it's interesting we're in Spain with CS, because I think G2 were on their siesta in that game.
Oh, how long did it take you to come up with that one? We were sitting there. He's got a notebook out. He's like, no.
That one doesn't. No, that's not. Gotta get another one. Gotta get another. Come on.
He's got like a huge eraser. He's just like, no, this one won't do.
I actually thought of it because I was sitting out there in the crowd and noticed that there was less people here, and I think it is about that time of day. So
siesta time.
Yeah,
that was good.
It works on 2 levels.
Yeah,
it's Spain as well. See, yeah,
that's what I just said, Henry.
That's good. I like it. Yeah.
Okay, so Sadakist is blowing our minds, and we didn't see too much from G2 again. It felt like at the start of that, especially, yes, the sides were swapped, but it felt a bit like Inferno all over again. Anyone want to take it?
Look at this. What they said about that one. I mean, it is pretty similar because Fnatic got off to a good start once again. You know, I think it was 5-0 for them at one point.
Yeah, it was.
The worst thing is, actually, G2 managed to string 3 rounds together. So they won 2 gun rounds, forced Fnatic to eco once, and they couldn't do anything from that point on. You know, Fnatic is just, man, so strong. As in JWs, we just played our game, hit our shots. Easy game, easy life.
They look relaxed at that point. When they got that 5-0 lead, we saw a couple of rounds coming back in GT's favour. As soon as Olaf picking up an AWP as well, and he's just running around and connected, as I know, scoping people and just doing whatever the hell he likes, that's when you know they've got into that 5th gear, and everyone's just on fire on all cylinders. It was JW stepped up in terms of frags, I think, towards the end. Dennis had a really fantastic game as well. His B site holds were phenomenal. So it was just in terms of comparing it to Inferno, it's a very similar storyline. They get 11-4 in the first half, and they come back into the second. I think did they lose the second half pistol? I think they did.
I think they won pistol, lost second round, won third round, lost fourth round.
Yeah, it was really back and forth, but eventually we knew where it was ending in the end. They just looked very comfortable on the T side as well, splitting A very effectively, very fast, confident play.
And one of the things that I want to mention as well, and just to contrast styles, is you look at what Fnatic does. So there was a round in particular where they were down 2 men, and JW was in the bathroom connector. He was out toward long, so he's on the right side of it. Gets a pick. And most people would say, that's great, he's playing aggressive, and you just run after him for the trade. But every time Fnatic does something like that, they have a plan for it. So Dennis sneaks up the front of the bathrooms. They all turn their attention to JW. Dennis picks up 2 more kills as they try and push in to get the trade. So Fnatic's always doing that. On the other side of that, there was one instance where I saw a trade kill come in effectively from G2, and it was Bathrooms RPK got JW with the op, but right after that, Scream, while they're doing this, decides to run into the site by himself, dies, there goes your entry, round lost.
Yeah, and I mean, I think at this point in time, we sometimes just kind of harper on about, you know, it's the same story every time for Fnatic. I think NBK actually put it very succinctly and very beautifully in just 140 characters. He said, Fnatic's synergy, communication roles, fitting together is nowhere to be found in any other top team. Beautiful CS, impressed each time. I feel like that kind of summarizes what we end up continually repeating when we analyze these guys.
Yeah. The problem is it looks so simple when you watch the game, and you know you wonder how they do it, but that's extremely hard to pull off. You know, you need to have 5 players who all have good understanding of the game. The comms need to be clean, so they all have, you know, they all have good information about what's going on, what they're supposed to do, and so on. And you know, when all of that clicks together, you get what you see basically.
Yeah, and I mean, I think what we're going to have to do now is just kind of refresh our memory of what we experienced across the tournament, right? We've got 2 teams in the final now, and we should take some time there.
One of which said they would only lose 1 life come this time.
Hello.
Fnatic.
Well, no,
Fnatic.
Wait until the end of this tournament. Wait.
They also said we're the first team to lose a life in this tournament, and now they find themselves going into this, which is pretty impressive. What do you want?
It's a pretty similar Fnatic story, right? They maybe lose a game in the group stages of tournaments and so on, but as the tournament progresses, their form always rises.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's just look at like the teams we've lost. Let's bring that live sheet up. It's a nice way just to show you just how many lives were lost in this one, quite literally. I mean, we had 16 games yesterday and the day before, of course 8 each day, and now you can see all of those fallen teams. We lost our Spanish first existence, and G-Bot's kind of getting bullied out very early.
Well, they were almost the whipping boys here, right? It's good experience for them. They had a chance to play against these top teams, see where they kind of leveled up. G-Bot's very impressive, actually, going toe-to-toe with Fnatic and Dignitas as well, taking them right down to the wire. Arguably should have won that game against Dignitas as well. So I think going forward in 2016, that's a really exciting team to look out for.
I hope they go after the next minor. That's the opportunity for them, I think.
Yeah, of course. That'd be a fantastic opportunity. But going on the other sense, existence, they actually had more star player potential on their team. They actually had the more headline names. They had experienced veterans like Flippin and what's the other guy called? Blastino. Sorry, he was actually a player I really wanted to see on LAN. He's got amazing online rating. They kind of bailed out. They got like 16-2, 16-2, 16-3. So unfortunately for them, it wasn't great. And we lost Vex. And then the biggest surprise, of course, is Envious going out in 5th place. But
which
that was just
awesome.
down to the cool like a soap opera storyline of them getting backstabbed by their lovers and partners.
Smiths and Shocks just pull daggers.
That was such a cool twist, and that's why this kind of format's fun every now and then to kind of have that twist.
I mean, it is. We just get to kick back and enjoy CS in a different way. I mean, that's exactly what we got to see. And I mean, that's the whole kind of evidence of this format is where we get to see Envy going out in 5th place, getting bullied out by other French teams, rivalries, I mean, alliances. It's all happened already here in Barcelona. And I think we can kind of set the scene for the final. It's coming up, of course. We are both on 2 lives, so it could go all the way. We could be here for a while, but we are going to indeed take a bit of an extended break, so everyone, the teams on stage especially, can just kind of catch their breath. They just played 2 games back-to-back. And so we're going to take 30 minutes to compose ourselves and prepare ourselves for what promises to be another final, and another final for Fnatic. Quite a familiar experience for them. So we're going to disappear, guys, back in 30 for your grand final here at the ESL Expo Barcelona.